Hello and welcome to the supplier training. The objective of this course is to make suppliers familiar with SCM STAR, the leading strategic procurement tool for Siemens. After completing this course, suppliers will know how to register to the system, navigate through the different modules and manage their user accounts. Let's get started. Here you can see an overview of the different course topics. You can watch all topics or you can skip to the topic of your choice. The start time of each topic is written in the green circle on the screen. Feel free to pause the video to read it. SCM STAR is the Siemens-specific name for the cloud-based standard software JEGA Advantage. SCM STAR is part of the source-to-contract process in Siemens and stands for Supply Chain Management, Strategy and Realization. It is the global application suite for strategic procurement processes at Siemens. It covers mainly the areas of supplier master data management and supplier lifecycle management, analysis, strategy, realization, and contract lifecycle management. Suppliers can manage their contracts, participate in sourcing events such as RFQs or e-auctions and communicate with Siemens buyers. SCM STAR includes a dedicated supplier portal, which contains links for registered users to access the system, as well as helpful learning materials. You can access the supplier portal if you enter this address into your browser. Access to SCM STAR is limited to suppliers invited by Siemens Procurement and is free of charge. In case you are an existing supplier but do not have an SCM STAR account yet, please contact your respective Siemens buyer. After the registration, you will receive email notifications for all pending actions. These email notifications contain deep links to access the system. There is no need to log in daily. When you receive the invitation email to register your SCM STAR account, you will register an account with secured login. The secured login consists of the Siemens ID email and password, as well as a two-factor authentication method of your choice. If you have questions, or if you experience problems during the registration, please contact the customer support listed on the supplier portal. Secured login registration. You will receive an activation email with useful information about supplier entitlement, as well as the link for login. Please click on the link. Here you have to enter the Siemens ID login credentials. If you are logging in for the first time, or you have forgotten your password, please click on Don't Remember Your Password. Enter your email address, and click on Send Email. You receive a message that an email was sent to you. Once you receive the email, please click on Reset My Password. First, enter a new password and confirm it. Click on Reset Password. You will receive a confirmation that the password has been reset. Please go back to the login page stated in the invitation email. Enter your email and your new password. Click on Login. You have three options how to activate your two-factor authentication. You can choose between SMS, Google Authenticator or the Auto Guardian app. If you choose Google Authenticator or Auto Guardian, you first have to download the app on your mobile device. Please skip to the method of your choice. If you would like to choose option 1, SMS, please click on Try Another Method. Please select SMS. Select your country prefix from the menu, and type your phone number into the open field. Click on Continue. You will receive a 6-digit code. Enter the code into the verification field. Click on Continue. Please save this special code because it will be needed if you decide to change your two-factor authentication method in the future. To finish the registration, tick the box and click on Continue. If you choose option 2, and you don't have Google Authenticator already installed on your phone, first go to the App Store or Google Play on your mobile phone. Download and install the Google Authenticator app, and open it. In the Methods section, please select Google Authenticator or similar. Open the app and scan the QR code. You receive a 6-digit code in the app. Enter the code on the respective field and click on Continue. Please save this special code because it will be needed if you decide to change your two-factor authentication method in the future. To finish the registration, tick the box and click on Continue. If you choose option 3, and you don't have Auto Guardian already installed on your phone, first go to the App Store or Google Play on your mobile phone. Download and install the Auto Guardian app, and open it. In the Methods section, please select Notification via Guardian app. Open the Guardian app and scan the QR code to link to your account. You receive a 6-digit code in the app. Enter the code on the respective field and click on Continue. Please save this special code because it will be needed if you decide to change your two-factor authentication method in the future. To finish the registration, tick the box and click on Continue. After successful authentication, you will be directed to Pega application to provide the necessary master data and supplier qualification information. When you first access Pega, you will be prompted to accept the Siemens Code of Conduct. You can download a copy in your preferred language. If you have questions, please select I have need for clarification. Add your comment or question, and click on Submit. This way a Siemens escalation process is started, and the request will be automatically sent to the Siemens buyer to clarify the questions. If you wish to accept the Code of Conduct, simply click on I agree. Then on Submit. You will be forwarded to your Supplier Master Data Overview. Click on the Questionnaire tab. If you have any certificates you would like to upload, you can do it in these sections. In case that information regarding the declarable substances is required from you, the section Supplier Commitment on Declaration of Substances will be a mandatory section to be filled. Expand the Supplier Commitment on Declaration of Substances section. Please read carefully the information and the terms of substance commitment, then click on the respective answer. By confirming your commitment to the terms, an additional section with the required information will appear. Please fill in your EHS contact person details and select your preferred substance commitment declaration channel. The declaration channel options may vary depending on the configuration from your Siemens buyer. In case you need support with the declaration channel, please select Support Needed. You will be contacted by the Siemens colleague for clarification. In case you do not wish to provide any declaration, please select the option We as supplier refuse to provide any declaration to Siemens. In case of refusal, you will be contacted by the Siemens colleague for further clarification, as the refusal may have a negative influence on further business decisions. Click on Confirm to proceed. If there is no other mandatory section in Supplier Master Data to be filled, you can click on Submit to proceed. Confirm the submission in the pop-up window. Once submitted, you will see a confirmation message on top. You can now close and exit the application. The request will be forwarded for approval. Once the registration request is successfully completed, you will receive an email with invitation to SCM STAR. Follow the link in the email and sign in with your two-factor authentication. After the registration, you will be asked to accept the SCM STAR terms of use. The registration will only be completed if the terms are accepted. If you wish to proceed, select I agree. and then click on Next. You will be directed to the main dashboard. All Siemens third-party suppliers need to be qualified for business with Siemens. Should you be involved in the qualification process, you receive an automatic email from SCM STAR with detailed instructions. There are in total 2 questionnaires that are to be filled by a supplier. In this video demonstration you will see how to find these questionnaires and how to complete them. The supplier qualification request is time-sensitive and is automatically forwarded after up to 20 calendar days. Suppliers must enable 2-factor authentication to complete the qualification request. Enter your qualification data. You will receive a notification email for the respective supplier qualification request from star.scm@siemens.com. The email contains an activation link. The link is time-sensitive and is automatically forwarded after up to 20 calendar days. Once clicking on the link, you will be forwarded to the 2-factor authentication page. When you log in, navigate to the Supplier Qualification section. Here you will find the 2 qualification modules and their respective statuses. You can expand the modules, which remain in the status to be qualified by clicking on them. The qualification modules that are not relevant for you or already qualified will be displayed accordingly and will not be expandable. Depending on the specific situation of your company, you may be required to answer different questions and submit appropriate documents. Based on different criteria, the following supplier qualification modules may have to be completed: Code of Conduct Acceptance, and Corporate Responsibility Self-Assessment Acceptance. Accept the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct Acceptance is a supplier's commitment towards the standards and principles of the Code of Conduct for Siemens suppliers and third-party intermediaries. The Code of Conduct is mostly accepted during the SCM STAR registration process that was shown in the previous chapter. Download a copy of the Code of Conduct and read it. You can accept the Code of Conduct by selecting I agree, and then on Submit. If you have questions, please select I have need for clarification, add your comment or question, and click on Submit. This way a Siemens escalation process is started, and request will be automatically sent to the Siemens buyer to clarify the questions. Corporate Responsibility Self-Assessment Acceptance. The Corporate Responsibility Self-Assessment consists of 7 different subsections. These are General Information, Legal Compliance and Fair Operating Practices, Human Rights and Labor Practices, Health and Safety of Employees, Environmental Protection, Responsible Mineral Sourcing, and Supply Chain. You have to complete the assessment for all these sections. Click on the plus icon to expand a section. There are mandatory questions that you have to complete. Answer the questions according to your best knowledge. Complete the assessment for all sections. Click on Submit when done. After submitting the request, the system verifies the provided answers. In the case that corrective actions based on given answers are required, a new tab Corrective Action Plan appears. The original answers remain read-only. In section Action Plan the related questions appear and the supplier is now requested to provide an appropriate answer. Click on Submit when done. When your account is registered, you have several options to access SCM STAR. You can access the system via the deep links in the email notifications. Additionally, you can access SCM STAR via the browser or via the supplier portal. The login process is the same for all options. You first have to go to the SCM STAR webpage, where you have to provide your Siemens ID credentials and 2-factor authentication. Afterwards, you will be forwarded to the SCM STAR portal. Here is an example of SCM STAR access via deep link. Whenever you receive a system email to perform a certain action in SCM STAR, for example, to participate in an RFQ, a deep link will be included in the email via which you can access the system. Simply click on the secured login link. Enter your email and password. Click on Login. Select your preferred two-factor authentication method. After successful authentication, you will be forwarded to SCM STAR. The login process works the same if you use the browser or if you go via the supplier portal. Profile settings and main dashboard. The dashboard is automatically shown after successful login. To access the profile settings, click on the icon next to your name. Here you can also find the Logout button. In the language settings, users can choose between 8 different languages. In the user profile, it is possible to change default settings. To change the password, click on Modify Password in the upper right corner. Under Super User Details, all settings, except of the username, can be configured by clicking the Edit button. In the user preferences, it is possible to change the number, time and date format. The dashboard contains portlets that provide an overview of your activities or tasks and gives you access to them. Portlets can be shifted by drag and drop as needed. The navigation menu is located on the left side. It contains the following 6 sections: Main Page, Dashboard, Sourcing, My Organization, File Sharing and User Management. Users are able to move quickly from one module to another. To do so, click on an icon to expand the menu and then select one of the links. When you are working on a task, you can always access the main dashboard by clicking the house icon of the navigation menu. In the sourcing module, suppliers can access all past and upcoming sourcing events such as RFQs and e-auctions, as well as manage their contracts. In the My Organization module, suppliers can view and manage their profile forms, assessments, scorecards and development actions. If you would like to check the registration data of your company, click on Organization Profile. Then on Registration Data. Here you can look up information such as the address, organization name and the IFA number. The file sharing module is managed by Siemens. If it is activated, you will have access to directories and files that have been made available to you. User Management. The supplier can manage the user rights and create new sub-user accounts in the User Management section. Access the section from the navigation menu, click on Manage Users, and then on Users. As the account main contact, you can create and manage sub-user accounts for your colleagues. You can update details and user rights of already existing sub-user accounts. Optionally, you can create user roles with specific rights and assign them to the sub-user accounts. If the sub-user account has no user role assigned, user rights must be configured manually. You can also create new sub-accounts and assign them appropriate user rights. You can grant user rights manually or by assigning a user role. All users that have access to your company account are listed in the Users tab. To change contact data of already existing users, click on the user. For each sub-account, you can update the user details and the user rights. To update the user details such as email or phone number, click on Edit. Update the data and click on Save. Click on User Rights to update the rights of an existing user. You can configure the user rights to each module via the Edit function on the right side. Alternatively, you can use the uppermost Edit function to configure rights for all modules. In the User Roles tab, you can establish user roles and assign them specific rights. To do so, click on Create. Give the role a name and decide if it is a shared role. Shared role means that you can assign it to more users. Configure the rights for all modules. Click on Save when finished. To create a new sub-user account, click on the Users tab, then on the Create button in the upper right corner. Fill out the requested information marked with an asterisk. Enter the person's name and surname, email and phone number. Choose a username for the account. It is recommended to use the email as the username. Configure the preferred language and the time zone. By default, no user right is assigned to the newly added user, unless the user was assigned a role with configured user rights during account creation. If you don't assign a user role, you must configure the user rights for this account manually. Click on the Save button. The new supplier user will receive a system-generated email with the login information. To assign the user rights for your colleague's sub-account manually, click on the user. Click on User Rights. You have to configure the rights to each module. The modules are RFX, Auctions, Contract Management, Supplier Management, Supplier Performance, Development Actions, User Management, and Directories. You will find an Edit function next to each module via which you can configure the user rights. Alternatively, you can use the uppermost Edit function to configure rights to all modules. In the Edit Rights section, it is possible to configure the rights individually for each action, or to use the Set Full Rights option, which grants rights to all actions in the module. Click on Save when finished. Messages function. The Messages function is available in all modules where correspondence between supplier and buyer is necessary. You can use the Messages function to directly communicate with your Siemens buyer. To send a message to the buyer, first access the module. Click on Messages. Then on Create Message. Type the subject and message. It is also possible to upload an attachment. When finished, click on Send Message. The Siemens buyer will receive an email notification. When the buyer replies, the supplier will be notified via email as well. You as a supplier can also be part of the supplier development in SCM STAR, in which Siemens buyers are creating development actions. Within these actions, there are certain tasks. It could be either to upload a certain document or to fill out a form directly in SCM STAR. In case a development action is created for you, you receive an automatic email with detailed instructions what to do. In this video demonstration you will see how to find these forms and how to complete them. An email with a direct link to the plan will be automatically sent to the supplier as soon as a collaboration is opened by Siemens. By double-clicking on the direct link, you will land in the collaboration area of the action. Alternatively, the development plan can be accessed via the main dashboard by clicking on the My Organization section. Then on Development Actions. Answers can be processed if the supplier has been released by Siemens in the collaboration area. Click on the action. Attachments can be added by clicking on Upload New File. The supplier has to click on Edit Values to respond to the assigned questions. Complete all required information. Information marked with an asterisk is mandatory. When done, click on Save. Only when the supplier has answered all the mandatory questions, the option Complete Collaboration is shown and the collaboration can be completed. An optional comment can be written that will be included in the email alert sent to the buyer. Click on Complete Collaboration. When the collaboration is completed, the status changes to Closed, and the supplier can no longer make any changes. If you have any questions, please contact the responsible buyer directly via the message function. As a Siemens supplier, you may be invited to participate in sourcing events such as e-auctions, RFQs and RFIs. Whenever you are invited to a sourcing event, you will receive an email notification. This notification contains a deep link that takes the supplier to the login page. After successful login, you will be directed to the event details page. Alternatively, you can access the sourcing events via the portlets in the main dashboard. The portlets contain direct access links to the events. The complete list of all sourcing events can be accessed over the navigation menu by clicking on the sourcing module, and then navigating to the respective event type. Here you will find a list of your events, and different filter possibilities. Participate in eRFQ. When you access the RFQ, navigate to the Settings page to find out the general RFQ information and additional terms. If you have any questions, you can contact the responsible Siemens buyer directly via the message function. Access the Buyer Attachments section and download the attached documents if applicable. You can download the document by clicking on its name. If there are many documents, you can use the mass download function. The response to the RFQ is prepared in the My Response section. If you can participate in the RFQ, click on the Decline to Respond button. The responsible buyer will receive an email notification regarding your decision. If you already started to create the response but later decided not to participate, it is first necessary to delete the response. The Delete option is located in the three dots menu. Confirm your decision. When the response is deleted, the Decline to Respond option will be available again. If you have already submitted your response, you can edit it, but you can't delete it anymore. If you have noticed that you can participate after submitting the response, please contact your responsible Siemens buyer. To participate in the event, first click on Create Response. To answer the questions, you must click on Edit Response. Mandatory fields are marked with an asterisk, and it is not possible to return the RFQ to the buyer without completing these fields. Complete the requested information. Depending on the question set up, the response can be yes or no. Option list. Multi-choice. Text. Numeric. Date. And attachment. Read the questions carefully. The questions could contain embedded attachments that must be downloaded, completed and uploaded back to the system. The attachment can be downloaded by clicking on the triangle symbol. When finished, first click on Save and Return. Click on OK. Click on Submit Response. And confirm one more time. You can edit your response as long as the RFQ is running. In the case that there are too many questions, suppliers can download and complete the response form as an Excel file. Click on the Export/Import Response button. Click on Download. Complete the Excel according to the instructions. Afterwards, click on Browse and find it on your computer. Click on Import Items. Besides the standard RFQ, it is possible that the buyer invites you to a multi-lot event, where you as the supplier have to select the lot you wish to quote. In the case of a multi-lot RFQ, you have to select the lots you wish to quote when you click on Create Response. For each lot, You can read the description and download the lot-specific attachment if applicable. You can select to participate in all lots or select only specific lots. The lot-specific description and attachment can also be accessed by clicking on the information symbol next to the lot name. Response rules are the same as with single lot RFQs. You have to click on Edit Response and provide your quotes. As long as the RFQ is running, you can always change the lot selection. Depending on your previous selection, you will either find a bin icon to remove lots, a plus icon to add lots, or both icons. Response submission works the same as in single lot RFQs, via the Submit Response button. It is also possible that the buyer enables the multi-currency function, where you as the supplier have to select your response currency. If multi-currency is enabled, you have to select the currency after you click on Create Response. Select the currency and click on Save. As long as the RFQ is running, you can change the currency via the Change Currency button. In case you already provided your response in one currency, and now you wish to change it, you have to delete your old quotes, and write them again in the new currency. Participate in e-auction. If the supplier is invited to an e-auction, certain points need to be discussed with the responsible buyer before the event starts, such as the event timing, scope, start prices, and event-relevant documents. E-auctions can have different bidding rules based on the auction design, therefore the supplier needs to discuss the training with the buyer. It is also possible that the supplier will be trained for the event by an e-sourcing agent. Here is an overview of an e-auction timeline. Before the live event takes place, the supplier must be sure to understand the bidding rules and event scope. An automatic notification is sent out by the system whenever the supplier is invited to an e-auction. This notification contains a direct link to the event. Alternatively, you can access the event via the link in the Open and Pending Auctions widget on the main dashboard. Click on the Auction Monitor link in the upper right corner. The Auction Monitor is available 20 minutes before the event starts. The bid submission rules differ between e-auction formats, therefore it is necessary to obtain proper training before the live event. The bids should be submitted according to the predefined bidding rules. If the bid was successful, the green banner appears. A red warning message appears if you place the bid contrary to the bidding rules. In that case, you need to correct the bid and place it again. If you win the event according to the predefined bidding rules, you should contact the responsible buyer after receiving the awarding notification from the system. There are two ways to access the Contracts module. You can access the module by clicking on My Contracts under the quick links in the main dashboard. Alternatively, you can click on the Sourcing menu. Click on Contracts. And again on Contracts. Suppliers can only see those contracts where Siemens has assigned their company as the main contractor. In the Contract Overview, you have various filter options. The filter can help you find a specific contract. It is also possible to use several combined filters. Select the value and click on Search. If you need to cancel the filter action, use the bin icon. A specific contract can be opened by clicking on it. The data in each contract is arranged in a tab structure. Suppliers can use the message function to communicate with the contract owner. The buyer has the option of sending you the drafted legal contract document for your review and acceptance. You will find the document in the Contents Management tab and the Mastered Documents sub-tab. You can download the document by clicking on it. Depending on the settings, you might be allowed to send a counter-proposal to the buyer. If a buyer asks you to review a contract proposal or requires certain actions, you will receive a corresponding email notification. This notification contains a direct link to the required action. Electronic signature. If a Siemens buyer sends you a contract to be signed electronically, you will receive an email from Siemens SCM STAR via DocuSign with a direct link to the website where you can sign the contract. Please note that depending on the settings which the buyer has selected in the system, you may have been asked to approve this contract in SCM STAR before electronically signing it. This prior approval is technically not connected to the electronic signature. To proceed with the electronic signature, click on Review Documents. By clicking on Review Documents, you will be taken to the website where you can start the signing process. Please contact the buyer in case the phone number shown is not correct or if another signatory shall sign the document for your company. Click on Send SMS to receive an authentication text message on your phone. Enter and confirm the code. Click on Continue to be taken directly to the signature area, or scroll through the document to review it. First, click on Start. Clicking on Sign in the yellow box will allow you to sign the document. Please note that you cannot change your name or initials. You can choose a pre-configured style you like for your signature under Change Style, or you can draw your name in the tab Draw. You can also upload your own electronic signature from your computer, if you have one. All three options are equally valid for the contract. If the contract has one or several annexes, the documents will be shown one after the other in the same screen and a signature click will be needed for each part. Click on Adopt and sign when you are done. When you are done, click on Finish. Click on Continue. You can download the document signed by you now or access it later. The buyer's signature may not be visible yet at this stage. Once all parties have signed the contract, you will receive another email notification from Siemens SCM STAR via DocuSign. You can log in directly to the DocuSign webpage and use the link received in the email to download or print the signed document. Alternatively, you can log into SCM STAR, if you have an account, and call up the respective contract there. Thank you for participating in the SCM STAR supplier training. We hope that this training was useful and informative. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Here you can see a summary of the topics shown in the training. Feel free to pause the video to read it.